Hey. Uh-oh. Let me see. A little messy back there. Let me go clean that up a little bit. Put a blanket on that. There we go. Shut this door. Yep. There we go. That looks a little better. Now, hey, what's poppin', y'all? Welcome to another video. Now, today we're gonna be reacting to Charlie Kirk teaches girl what responsibility is. Straight to the point. You already know how I do. Subscribe. Do all the shit you gotta do, right? And let's get it. Let's go. No time to waste.
Hi, Charlie. I see you on TikTok all the time.
You were getting fired up there.
Yes, I was, because, okay, first I just want to start this out. I am unaffiliated, but I am a Christian who believes in the right to an abortion. And a lot of the things that you were talking about with her, I really had a lot of answers for that. So the reason I actually wrote this down on a notebook, of course, I was prepared. So the reason why I believe the right to an abortion, why just anyone, if you feel that's what you need to do, then you should do it. Because Matthew 7:1 says, do not judge or you too will be judged. Although Jesus does tell us to tell people do not sin, it's not our place to judge them, you know? And then another thing that I wanted to bring up, this is crazy, but also the time, I just really want to know why you feel that abortion should be illegal.
Do you think murder should be illegal?
Murder is illegal.
So you think it should be, do you think it should be illegal?
I just feel like there's a big difference between like a living, breathing human and then a fetus that is inside of another human's body.
Fair enough. What is the difference?
The difference is a fetus is inside of the body. You know what I'm saying? Like a fetus, it can't live on its own.
A fetus is dependent on the human. It's dependent on the human. It's basically what is it called? A parasite. It's dependent on its host in order for it to survive, which is where the host should be able to make a decision on whether or not if the host wants to keep it in there. So that's the fetus. That's the part of the fetus part. This whole abortion conversation is weird. It is, because technically it is unaliving a life. But I wouldn't say it's murder. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's murder, but I could be wrong.
So,
no, I know not. It's not.
Well, let's go through a couple questions there.
Okay.
Why does somebody's location determine their moral worth?
It doesn't, but it's simply about the fact that if you feel like that's what you need to do with your body, then that's what you do. Because I could also...
Well, hold on a second.
No, the location is in her stomach. It's living off of her literal life force. Her life force is creating the existence of the child. I think the women should only really have the conversation in this. When men have the conversation in this, it gets weird, you know? Like, but it's not, though, because we're supposed to be fathers and helping out, take care of the children and everything, too, but... I don't know. The whole conversation of abortion is it's definitely tricky.
If it's not your DNA, how is it your body?
It is your DNA.
No,
it's a part of you. It's growing in you. It's connected to you by an umbilical cord. It is a part of you.
Did he just say if it's not your DNA, how is it part of your body? Come on, y'all. If it's not your DNA, how is it a part of your body? It is living off your life force. It is an absolute, the baby, until it gets outside of your body, it is absolutely a part of your body. What is he talking about?
It's attached.
A part.
It's attached. Hold on a second. It's attached, not a part. No, it's actually not. A part, by definition, means it remains permanent.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Okay.
So an attachment is something that is temporary.
So a part of you is an appendix, but you can get your appendix removed. So is it a part of you? Like, this guy, man, sometimes I'm just like, y'all, come on.
And so it's not, you are not your mom's DNA, you're not your dad's DNA, you are new deoxyribonucleic.
A part of you is your teeth, but you can have them removed whenever they start going bad. You can put new ones in there, and those new ones go in your mouth and they become a part of you. So is that new one a part of you? Did it start with you? You know, that's a part of you. Like, this dude is weird. He's weird.
Nucleic acid. So shouldn't we say that if it's not your DNA, it's not your choice?
No.
I mean,
I can't believe they're clapping to that.
I mean,
I can't believe that she disagreed with that.
I don't understand how you can use religion to back up your point of...
I haven't used it once. She brought up religion. I'm happy to use a non-religious line of questioning. We all agree murder is wrong.
Okay.
We all agree that it's a human
okay. So murder itself, the unaliving of a human being for no apparent reason, is wrong. But we would consider, some people would consider what soldiers do in other countries as murder. Like, some people, when somebody breaks into your house and you unalive them, is that murder or is it self-defense? It can be considered murder if they're running away. Right? If they're running away and they took something out of the house, let's say they snatched your kid and they're running away. Is that self-defense? I wonder like how that would go in court. Like if somebody, because I know like you have the right to stand your ground, but if the person is fleeing, you can't do anything, right? So if they grabbed your kid, started running down the street, and was fleeing with your child, but they're fleeing, right? Can you still unalive them? I wonder that, you know. But would that be considered murder, you know? And let's say like in that scenario, like you can't unalive them, right? Would that? But you do it anyway. Would you count that? In some scenarios, I think there could be some examples of where unaliving could be a good thing. I think that's where he keeps taking it to murder. It's unaliving. Like, no, not unaliving. Let me say like, yeah, I'm gonna say unaliving. Like, not murder. I don't know. I just don't. The weaselest word in this whole scenario is murder.
Sapien.
Do you agree that the death penalty is wrong?
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm actually in support of the death penalty.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. So you support the death penalty, but you don't support abortions. Shut up. Shut up. And like, but you can say that to the other side too. Like you support abortions, but you don't support the death penalty. You could flip that on both sides. You can. Like that's the reason why like getting left wing, right wing on any side and sticking to it, it makes you look dumb when you really sit there and not dumb. I'm not gonna say dumb. It makes you look. It doesn't make you look anything. It does make you look kind of dumb when you're like overwhelmingly arguing something and not listening to the other perspective on it to see like maybe there could be a possibility in this where this could be true too.
That justifies that, but that's a separate issue because the baby in utero did not go.
So what about the people who could possibly be proved innocent who have been awaiting their death sentence? Fair
enough. That's a good argument.
It's a very good argument.
It's separate, right? So there's been about 31 exonerations of post-humulist people that have been exonerated of the death penalty. We're talking about a baby that did nothing wrong except exist.
Okay.
In utero. And there's about 1.5 million of them that just get discarded every year. So we agree murder is wrong. We agree it's a homo sapien, meaning it's a human being. Therefore, murder is the forcible termination of a homo sapien. Therefore, shouldn't abortion be wrong and illegal?
And you know, don't get ever fooled by these right-wing pundits. Don't get fooled by them. They don't give a fuck about the abortion. They don't care about the baby because when you come into the world, they want to take everything away from the mothers when the mothers need what they need to take care of the children. What they care about is population control. They want more white babies in the country. That's really what it is. That's just really all it is. They want to deport as many immigrants as possible and get more white babies into the country because they want more white people to populate. But they don't realize the fucking point is that white people aren't not populating because of black people. They're not populating because it's expensive. And white people understand about money. Like they're smart. You know what I'm saying? So if you lower these fucking prices, which Charlie Kirk is kind of part of that because he's a capitalist, if you lower these fucking prices for people to be able to live, then there'd be more white babies born. Point blank period.
I still feel like it really, like, okay, for example.
But to prove to me why, you use an ABC logical equation, right? So tell me under what standard, therefore, very simple, right? You're in college, you guys do this all the time, right? I hope so. So use an ABC, right? Aristotelian logic, whatever you want to use.
Okay.
Use an ABC sequence for me. Not
my reasoning why I believe that abortion should be legal is because of instances like rape and incest, but I already know that your belief on that because you've already stated that if your daughter were to be raped at 10 years old, you would make her give birth to the
baby would be delivered, and let me tell you why.
Wow.
Let me try to find common ground.
Okay.
If I say we will make rape and incest abortions legal and get rid of all the other abortions, would you agree with that?
Can you repeat that? I'm so sorry.
If I say that we will allow abortions to continue for rape and incest life of the mother, but all other abortions should be illegal, which is 99.4% of the time, can we make those 99% of abortions illegal?
Yeah, see, I don't believe that abortion should be used as a form of birth control.
So 99% of the time it is. That's all that we're debating in the country right now. So Charlie Kirk's position is a very fringe minority. People are talking about still exceptions, so we should get rid of 90%.
Do the research before you guys start talking in the comments. Research if it's really 99% of abortions that go that way. You know, who knows? Because there's so many different statistics and data. I've looked on this. It is nothing that is completely 100% on anything. It's literally nothing that we can make an assumption about. Even the opinions of people when it comes to the conversation of abortion, depending on how the fucking way it's worded, like if you say murder, a lot of people will say that shouldn't be allowed. But if you're saying the right to bodily autonomy, then people will say yes. So it could be the way it's worded that literally changes the whole trajectory of how any study goes. And that to me is where like, I don't know where to look at this at, man.
99% of abortions.
Yes, but at the same time.
So you're actually not that pro-choice, actually.
But I am, because I feel like there's no way to kind of divide the basis of like what's what abortion is being used as birth control and what abortion
Oh,
is
it's
being
totally
used?
easy, actually. I mean, so you could tell through a DNA test if it's an incest baby.
Mhm.
You could tell if it's rape because they have to file a police report. And you could tell life of the mother based on an OBGYN analysis. So
Okay, so
it's
then
a
if
very...
it's that easy, then why have we not done that?
Oh, because the American people don't support it. Because abortion is popularly supported as a form of birth control. That's why. So your position is actually a very rational one, and I respect you for it. 99% of all abortions are done just because people want the baby gone. 99%. That's not Charlie.
That's bullshit. It's because most people can't afford it. That's literally what it is. Most people cannot afford to have a baby. When they go and make that choice, it's because that's literally the reason. Like he's being sneaky right now.
Kirk's numbers. That's the Guttmacher Institute, which was funded by Planned Parenthood.
Okay. So you like feel as though like people who are victims of rape and incest, do you think that they should be able to get an abortion?
So just so we can agree on the 98%, then I'm going to try to win you over on the other percent.
Okay.
Got it. So we're good on the 99? Get rid of those abortions?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Somebody in this audience was conceived in rape. Can you tell me who?
No.
Why? I thought that they're less human.
No one said that.
Those words never came out of my mouth.
No, I know, but the insinuation of allowing rape for abortion is that they're not as human, therefore they should be murdered.
No, that's not the. It's
But
more.
then-
It's more about the mental toll that it would take on the mother to
Oh, I
have that
totally
baby.
acknowledge the mental toll, but shouldn't the human being conceived in rape still get human rights?
No, man, what the
Yes,
fuck?
but it should be more up to the mother who has to carry
Yes,
the baby and who has
exactly.
to push
Well,
it.
hold on, let's play that out. So, even though the mom has to push it, do you still have a right to terminate somebody? Can you take away human rights if your life's going to get difficult with somebody else? If somebody else is making your life difficult, can you take away their human rights?
No, but at the same time, that's where like the question comes in that it should be up between the person, like the.
But why? By
the
what
patient and the
standard is that
doctor.
okay? For example, if a single mom has 2 kids and all of a sudden she loses her job and one of the kids is super annoying and has a learning disability, should she be able to murder that kid because it's an inconvenience to her?
No.
No, of course
Not
not.
after like.
But why is it that all of a sudden you get considered a human being after birth, but before birth you're not?
Because after birth you can, you're
no longer dependent on the mother.
Mother's body.
No, you're not. Hold on. I have a 6-month-old. My baby is not living on its
Not
own.
living on its own, but it can breathe on its own.
Hold on a second. Over 500,000 babies every year are born in NICU, which require, which is a prenatal assistance, breathing assistance, digestive assistance, and so are they not human because they can't have any viability?
No.
The point is that the standard doesn't apply, right? Let me ask you one more hypothetical, and it's a good question. Then I'll do a Christian one because you say you're a Christian on that. I have 2 ultrasounds.
Mhm.
One ultrasound is a baby that was conceived in rape. The other ultrasound is a baby conceived in a loving relationship. Which one is which?
Keep in mind, he's trying to say that women are raped. I'm going to reverse it back on him too. That like he's trying to say that women are raped should be forced to have those children. It's literally what he's saying. It's literally what he's saying. That's literally what she's about to conceive to. That women are raped should be forced to have those children because who cares about how you feel about it? Who cares about what happened? It has nothing to do with you. It's all about the child. Literally, that's what he's saying. Like fuck you completely. That's literally what he's saying. I want you to keep that in mind.
There's no like that.
There's
like
no
I've
difference,
said
you're
multiple
right.
times, there's no difference in the physical appearance of it, but the complete difference is the mental toll that it would take on the
Well,
mother
for
and
sure,
the
but
person who has to carry the baby for
Well,
9
hold
months.
on, let's be clear. There's a mental toll when you have an abortion too. So it's not as if it's a get out of free
No,
jail card.
I completely
So
understand
it's
that.
a tough, difficult, horrible
Yeah.
situation, but shouldn't we be that the worst outcome after an evil is to just murder the being? Yeah,
No.
why punish the
He's
baby
trapped you.
for the crime of some guy that raped the mother?
She's such a
Why all of
reasonable
sudden have
person.
2 victims unnecessarily.
Well, okay, let's say the mother who is raped births the baby. Well, what if she hates the baby? Like, what if she just
Well,
cannot care for the
there-
baby? Like, what if the baby comes out and she hates the baby because she got raped?
Well,
Like, and that's the only reason
there
why-
are 2
Possibility.
million families right now waiting to adopt children.
Okay.
Oh,
So put it up for adoption. There are 2
All
million
right.
loving families that can't find kids.
I just find that very interesting because the adoption process is actually very difficult in America.
it
It is
is.
difficult. We can make it easier, but again, the issue is that there is a demand of families that want the babies.
Okay, and my last question that you had started to answer but you didn't answer what you said you were going to was why, if your daughter were to be
Oh, yeah,
impregnated by rape, why would you force her to have a baby?
Well, first of all, because we don't murder in our family.
Okay.
Would you murder in your family?
No, but at the same time, I've done a little bit of research, and I just want to let you know that the chance of a 10-year-old surviving giving birth, her and her baby,
the full question was if...
is below 10%. So in reality, if you want your child to have a baby at 10 years old, you're not pro-birth, you're not pro-life, you're pro-birth.
Okay, again, to be very clear, I said if there was no issue with the mother's health. And understand, this is an extreme, hyper-personal example that someone used, and I'm happy to own it, but let's just be clear. Why is that example getting people so fired up?
Because you're saying because she got raped. Like you're you're completely subtracting the whole point of the rape. What that does to a person. The people who rape people should be unalived. Should be murdered. Like, seriously. Because in all reality, what you have done to the person, only God can bring, only something spiritual can bring them back from that. So it's like, that's the point everybody's looking at. It's almost like when it comes to a lot of this political talk sometimes, a lot of political pundits subtract the human experience completely from the person. Oh, just send them off to a family that's ready to take them in. When there are plenty of stories of people who went into adoption clinics and babies went off to terrible families and grew up in terrible lives. And the system itself is all rocky and messed up. It's just all kind of shit that it's like subtracting the human experience to a degree. You know what I mean? And sometimes maybe it's better off the child doesn't come into the world, come into a poverty-stricken world, grow up in poverty and be miserable, not knowing who their real parents are, connected to some people they don't really even know. You know what I mean? It's just all kind of shit that could happen that it seems like you're subtracting the human experience.
Because it's easy to say that you can murder a baby if it's small and that it's just quote-unquote a clump of cells.
No, I think that one instance got people so fired up because the age of your daughter and just because of the likelihood that she would survive and the baby would survive.
My answer was that if there were no medical complications, so that you don't even remember the full answer.
Fuck that, man.
Why does the age matter? Tell me why all of a sudden the age of the carrier matters.
It just does, bro. She's 10.
Improves the infant mortality rate. Like the older you are, the more likely you are to be able to carry a baby to term.
No, I know, but
the younger you are, the higher the infant and mother mortality rate goes.
I said with no other medical issues though. But why? I'm curious though.
Because with age comes medical issues with birth.
I said with no other medical issues though. So you have to understand the preface there. I want to understand though. Maybe you can help me understand why the women of America are so enthusiastic about the right to be able to kill preborn babies. What is the help me understand?
I think it's more of
the right to bodily autonomy.
To do what you feel is necessary for your body.
I think that's right. It's narcissism.
Wow.
I think you're totally right. It is weaponized medical narcissism. I'm in charge of the world.
No, I'm in charge of my body. Not in charge of the world, but of my body.
Makes sense. So even though it's not your body and it's a different body in you, I'm the most important thing, and that makes sense because you just connected the dots. We have the most narcissistic female generation in history, and abortion is the culmination in that.
Women keep getting abortions. States protect women that want abortions. Like, don't allow these talking pundits, these talking heads to convince us that we can't take care of our women and they don't have the right to bodily autonomy. Big facts. All right, y'all, I'm out. Peace.